If you could live anywhere, where would it be? New York, where I am now. Who is your hero? No one really. I've always only looked up to the future of myself and was always taught to learn from my other mistakes in order to make better decisions, but if I had to choose a single person as an inspiration, I would say maybe Steve Jobs. What is your biggest fear? Dying, but that's the only fear I have, so yeah. What's your favorite family vacation? We never went on vacation. What would you change about yourself if you could? I wish I was more skinnier or have some kind of faster metabolism. Other than that, I'm fine with myself. What really makes you angry? Just like my mother, stupid people. Makes both of us angry, really. What motivates you to work hard? I don't really have motivation. I just do things and it's easier to keep the ball rolling than to gain motivation to do it in the first place. If I stop working constantly, it takes me forever to get back into the mood and schedule. What is your favorite thing about your career? I can be as creative as I want to be. Like, I can do whatever the hell I want, and, well, everybody will complain if I do it badly or whatever, but it'd be fine. I don't really care. What's the biggest complaint about your career? Nobody wants to pay the bill. What is your proudest accomplishment? Not succumbing to the norms of society and doing whatever the fuck I want. Ha ha ha. Do you want kids? Yes, when I'm in my late 20s or early 30s or whenever I get my life situated and I have a solid relationship. What is your favorite book? It's kind of a tie between two different books. The first one is How to Be a Graphic Designer Without Losing Your Soul by Adrian Shaughnessy. It's the only book I've read 3 times and memorized it front to back, mostly because when I was in high school, I was really wanting to be a graphic designer, and I was like, I'll just read this book. And it was actually really good. It was not only just about graphic design, it was about design theory and fucking all this different kind of shit that I was really interested in. The second book is, of course, my favorite kind of genre of books that usually goes around Star Wars. And it is Star Wars Darth Bane, Book 1 by Drew Karpman. I hope I said that right. What makes you laugh the most? The unexpected things. What was the last movie you went to, and what did you think? It was Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 with my friends. I rarely go to the movies, but I enjoy going to them with friends. About the movie, it was alright. I liked it. What do you want to be when you were younger? An artist or a movie maker? Favorite childhood toy? My PS2 or my Game Boy Advance P? Those were my 2 favorite things to play with when I was a kid. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? I would play Animal Crossing on my Nintendo Switch. My addiction still exists. Ugh. What's your favorite game or sport to watch and play? So my favorite sports / whatever you want to call it is Formula E and World Rally Championship. For the game, I can't pick. There's so many I like. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? I'd rather ride a bike or take the subway. I don't like driving cars, and horses are cool and all, but after about 30 minutes, it's really irritating. What would you sing at a karaoke night? Tequila by the Champs. What 2 radio stations do you listen to in the car the most? Well, I no longer drive in a car, and when I did, I played Spotify like a normal human person. Not just a normal person, a normal human person. I'm not like those fake aliens dressed up in like people costumes, so I'm a normal human person. Which would you rather do? Wash the dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house? I'd rather clean the bathroom. It's more gross, but it's faster and easier for me. If you could hire someone to help you, would it be with cleaning, cooking, or yard work? Cleaning. If you could only eat 1 meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Salads. I enjoy them, and I'd imagine that they're pretty good for you. Who's your favorite author? Have you ever had a nickname? What is it? No, everybody's called me Charles and nothing else. And if someone's ever tried to call me anything else, I either make fun of them or I don't respond because I'm named Charles and nothing else. Do you like or dislike surprises? I like good surprises, but I hate the bad ones. In the evening, would you rather play a game, visit a relative, watch a movie, or read? I'd rather play a game, but however I'm slowly moving towards the idea of reading. While I wish I could visit a relative, I can't as take more than evening to meet up with any of my family members. Would you rather take a vacation in Hawaii or Alaska? And why? Alaska during the summer, I think would be a nicer and more unique experience than Hawaii, and I'm also not a big fan of beaches. Would you rather win in a lottery or work at the perfect job, and why? I'd rather work at the perfect job, and I hope to never win the lottery, because that means if I ever fail, I can always build myself back up. With the lottery, you cannot do that. Would you want to be stranded on a deserted island? I wouldn't mind hanging out and camping on one, but being stranded on one is a little bit too far for me. If money was no object, what would you do all day? Draw and play video games like I do right now during this quarantine, so I'm having a blast. If you could go back into time, what year would you travel to? That's hard to... I'd rather not go to anywhere. If I had to choose anywhere, I'd choose ancient Japan because that sounds pretty cool. How would your friends describe you? Funny, creative, but also self-seclusive and quiet most of the time. That's surprising, but in real life, I'm actually really quiet. What are your hobbies? Sewing. What is the best gifts you've been given? My iMac by my grandfather. It was a lovely gift, and I love it so much, and I still use it to this day. What is the worst gift you ever received? A box of old straight VHS porn. Besides from necessities, what's one thing you could not go one day without? I usually only use the necessities, but I could survive without my sketchbook. List 2 pet peeves: noisy eaters and noise pollution. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? As a business owner and an avid artist. How many pairs of shoes do you have? I got 2 of them. One of them is a nice Vans checkered rainbow thing shoes that I got on sale. And the other one is an old pair of shoes I've had for about a year or 2? I can't remember. But it's fallen so bad I need to be replacing it. I also have a pair of boots that I've had for a few years now. If you were a superhero, what powers would you have? Teleportation. What would you do if you won the lottery? I hope I never won the lottery, but if I did, I'd probably just give it all to charity. Or to my mom, either or. What form of public transportation do you prefer? Air, boat, train, bus, car, etc. Well, I don't think a car is really public transportation, but I would take the subway or a train. What's your favorite zoo animal? Zebras and flamingos. If you can go back into time to change one thing, what would it be? Nothing. I would live with my burdens and achievements as they make who I am. If you could share a meal with any 4 individuals, living or dead, who would they be? Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Marcus Brownlee, and Ryan Reynolds. How many pillows do you sleep with? 2. However, I prefer as many as I can. I don't know why, but I just sleep whether there was like 20. What's the longest you've gone without sleeping? Why? I don't know. 20 maybe? 26 hours? Probably because I forgot to sleep. What's the tallest building you've been on top of? The Reunion Tower in Dallas. It was a great sight. Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence? Looks for intelligence so I can do my thing and then use my knowledge to invent beauty. How often do you buy clothes? Rarely. Only when I really need them. Have you ever had a secret admirer? Yes. And it was terrible. What's your favorite holiday? Either New Year's or 4th of July. What's the most daring thing you've done? Moved to Texas with little to no money, and then a year later moved to New York with barely enough money. So yeah, that was fun. What's the last thing you recorded on a TV? The last time I recorded anything on a TV was a fully coolly premiering on Toonami when I was in high school, aka the last time I had a TV. I never bought or got TV. Last time I ever had it was when I was living with family. What was the last book you read? War of Art, not to be confused with Art of War, which is what I'm reading now. What's your favorite type of foreign food? Sushi. Are you a clean or a messy person? Depends on my mood, really. Who would you want to play you in a movie of your life? Ryan Reynolds. Though we don't look the same, which is okay, he's pretty funny. How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning? Between 5 minutes and 30 minutes. Today it was a solid 6 minutes, I think. What kitchen appliance do you use every day? Usually a coffee pot, but I sometimes just don't make coffee. What's your favorite fast food chain? Arby's. What's your favorite family recipe? Little Caesars. Do you love or hate roller coasters? I don't like them, but I also don't mind them either. If I was required to go on one, or if I was with somebody and they're like, Charles, come with me on the roller coaster, I'd be like, fine. What's your favorite family tradition? Sleeping. What's your favorite childhood memory? First day of high school. Also, I remember my dad's punch buggy. That was pretty cool. I like that. What's your favorite movie? Okay, don't put me on the spot here. There's way too many I love, and there's never not gonna choose Wally. First of all, how old were you when you learned haha wasn't real? And how did you find out? I don't know. I don't really think I really believed in him, since I don't think it was real in the first place. Is your glass half full or half empty? It's always empty, so whenever it is anywhere filled, I'm pleasantly surprised and pleased. I praise anything good. What's the craziest thing you've done in the name of love? Trust. What 3 items would you take with you on a deserted island? A satellite phone, my Nintendo Switch, and a bag of Arby's. I'll be in the shade of a palm tree. What's your favorite subject in school? Art and math class. What's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? I don't know, I eat just about anything except for corn and sweets. Do you collect anything? Japanese manga and other private stuff. Is there anything you wish you would come back into fashion? 3 in the morning, 7-Eleven trip PJ collection. And for those fucking chicks at school go into school in their PJs again, I'm gone. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I'm mixed. Again, it depends on the mood. Which of the 5 senses would you say is your strongest? My sight, thankfully. Have you ever had a surprise party that was an actual surprise? No, I've never had a surprise party that I know of. Are you related or distantly related to someone famous? Yes, it was Richard Owen. He was a guy who was a douchebag apparently, and most of his studies were apparently credited to Charles Darwin once he died. It's funny how that works. What do you do to keep fit? I don't, but I also don't eat a lot, and I also walk a lot. And I like salads. Does your family have a motto, spoken or unspoken? Don't fuck up, be smart about it, and 18 out of the door. If you were the ruler of your own country, what would be the first law you would have introduced? Free healthcare for all. My fucking god, that needs to be a thing. Who is your favorite teacher in school and why? Mrs. S. In my high school art teacher. I won't say her full last name for privacy reasons. What 3 things do you think of the most each day? My schedule, what to draw next, and a bunch of random daydreams. I can't remember what they are. If you had a warning label, what would yours say? Warning! Loud! What song would you say best sums up for you? Warning! Loud! What celebrity would you like to meet at Starbucks for a cup of coffee? I don't know. PewDiePie? He sounds pretty cool. Who is your first crush? I don't know. What's the most interesting thing you can see out of your office or kitchen window? In the kitchen, I can see the back of the pre-war townhomes of Brooklyn. On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny would you say? About 6 or 7. But some people may say more or less. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Still drawing and making videos and streams, but probably married and starting to have kids. What's your first job? Farm work. If you can join any past or current music groups, which would you want to join? I don't know, I'm not particularly musically inclined or interested. I usually listen to old rock and lo-fi, but if I had to choose a band, I'd say maybe... How many languages do you speak? 1, and that's English, but I'm slowly trying to relearn sign language. What's your favorite family holiday tradition? We don't really have one. Who is the most intelligent person you know? My current boss at work, he's pretty smart. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which one would it be? Either a cat or a fox. What is the one thing you would never do again? Like girls. Ugh. Who knows you the best? Probably me. I would say my psychiatrist, but America doesn't believe in that kind of witchcraft. So many questions. If you want more of these stupid fucking challenges, let me know in the comments below and maybe even hit like. If you want to get updated whenever I do this stupid shit, just gotta subscribe, my baby boy. What is wrong with me? Like, what the fuck is this? This is the end screen. Why are you still here? Go watch the next video. The next video is pretty cool too. I'm fucking losing my mind here. I just can't even get it. Why did you hit me?